Welcome to Risk of Rain 2, where, despite the title, it never actually rains. In those 20 stages, it never actually rains. How did they miss Welcome to Risk of Rain 2, a third-person roguelike shooter with up to 4-person multiplayer. If you have any friends. And it is easily one of the best games I've ever played. On the surface, it's just like any other game in the genre. Buy stuff, ka-ching, ka-brrr, then you're done. Go next stage. That's because it is. But there's one thing that makes this whole experience unique. The timer.
But most roguelike games have a timer.
I hear you asking. But in this game, the timer dictates the difficulty, ranging from easy baby nap time to the point where the game's actually laughing at you. In what other game can you stack any item infinitely, especially if you have friends to take them from? In what other game could you die to a hit scan laser and go, great, let's go again? Risk of Rain 2, that's the game. But before the run even begins, you gotta pick a character. At first, all you have is Shooty Man and Bow Woman, but soon you'll unlock the robot with a machine gun, time wizard, katana assassin, and even creatures from other dimensions. These characters are locked behind certain challenges, needing specific objects and environments to become available. This is also the case with items, and is one of the main things that keep you coming back, as even if you go on a super long ass run, you don't know what new items are available to you until you start up another one and pick them up. These items come in two forms: passive items that work in the background and buff your character in various ways, and active items that can get you out of a really bad situation, ranging from a literal durian to heal you, to a portable laser cannon vaporizing anything in range. But these items, of course, have a cooldown, so you can't spam them. Yet. The best part is that no two items will ever override each other. They combine. Get yourself a primordial cube, a couple of cans of petrol, maybe a can of helium, and you got yourself a good time. It's these small features that have turned me into an absolute addict who wishes that I could inject it straight into my veins. After you finally pick your character, you get dumped into the first stage, where you're told to do just one thing: find the teleporter. But you use your glorious gamer brain to surmise that you should probably get some items first to face this surely immense challenge. But what's this? You got no money. Broke guy boy. How do you earn money, you say? By committing mass homicide on the local wildlife, of course. At last, you've opened every chest, picked up every item. You go to kill the boss. You're ready, you're pumped, you activate the teleporter, and you die. But then you try again, and you die. Again, and again, and again. But eventually, you don't die, and you kill it, and you go to the next stage. Rinse and repeat until you die. But eventually, you'll get to a point where you're just a walking nuclear warhead, annihilating anything and everything within a 10-kilometer radius. And the only reason to get to these rounds is to stress test your GPU in order to waste time. But Hoopu Games, in another brilliant stroke of game design, added small optional events in some of the stages that can earn you some pretty cool rewards.
Oh, wake up vultures.
And just when you think your ADHD crusade has ended, they hit you with the Void Seeds. Now you get a bunch of new enemies, new forms of old enemies, and new special items that corrupt your old items, giving new effects. Who needs a shoulder-mounted rocket launcher when you can have an angry prawn? Wait, did I read that right? Yeah, no, that's the prawn. Then you got the Blue Realm. What's the Blue Realm, you ask? Eventually, on a run, you'll see an orb around the teleporter with this funny little text in the corner. Huh? Of course, being the inquisitive gamer you are, you enter the blue portal, where you get transported to the Bazaar Between Time, where you can spend the fiat currency kept between runs, Luna coins, to buy Luna items. Extremely powerful items that augment your character in a very specific way, while debilitating them in other ways. When you're done browsing the exquisite selection, you say goodbye to the Squid Man and return to your run. Now, you're probably wondering if there's a way to end your run that doesn't involve getting arse blasted by the Taco Bell logo. And yes, there is. But first you need to get to round 8, where you can enter the Celestial Portal and go to the Moment Fractured, where you have the option to obliterate your being, with your consciousness scattered as you disappear into a flurry of feathers. Yeah, Kind of bleak, huh? But of course, there's another way where you need to go to. Not round 5. Moon, charge up the pillars, kill the Lord of... And that's the game. On a surface level at least. But here, we go deeper! There are so many other ways you can augment your experience. Use artifacts to change the rules, for example. Hate that mobs only hurt you, or just slap on the right artifact and boom, they now can hurt each other. There's community challenge runs, an entirely different wave-based mode, and so much more. It's even better when you realize the developers are still adding content and keeping the game fresh. And the music is just so fucking good. I mean, honestly, the only criticism I have for the game are the damage values towards the end of the run, where getting hit by anything purple or on fire is pretty much a death sentence, but come on, you picked Monsoon for a reason, don't be a baby, man. Ultimately, I rate this game 10 out of 10, and recommend you buy it and psycho-indoctrinate your friends to buying it as well. It's a lot better with friends. If I had any. Okay, bye. Sub for more content like this.
Bye.